Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about tabletop role-playing games that are a red flag for dating, or that are tabletop role-playing games that are dating red flags. So you want somebody who's going to love you and is going to plus your life, right? You don't want somebody who's going to hate you and minus your life, okay? And so there are red flags. There are tabletop role-playing, just like Dazed Digital did a video, and I'm sorry, they did an article and said, hey, these are 10 books that are dating red flags. We needed the tabletop role-playing game version of that, and I'm giving it to you. So let's talk about a game that is a tabletop role-playing game that is a dating red flag if someone is game mastering it. Not playing it, game mastering it. All right, let's go. It is Delta Green. All right, now why is Delta Green a dating red flag? Delta Green is the ultimate dirt farmer game. All right, so let me explain something about players and something about game masters. So game mastering is incredibly attractive to control freaks. I mean, incredibly. Like you're saying, hey, would you like to control an entire world? Everything except the player characters. Would you like to control the weather? Would you literally like to control the gods? Would you like to control the actions of every single character that exists in that world except player characters? And the reality is this draws control freaks like bees to honey, right? It is. So game mastering is auto populated with control freaks, right? And so that is an issue in itself, okay? But I'm not telling you that game masters are not. It's not a dating red flag to be a game master. In fact, well, I will say this: if you date a game master or a dungeon master, you are going to have the best partner you've ever found or the worst. It will not be in the middle, right? Because they're world builders or they're world breakers or they're both, right? And these people are inherently charismatic, confident, and intelligent. Okay, all of them, right? But that's going to be to your benefit or to your deficit, right? Or that's going to be to your advantage or your disadvantage, no pun intended. All right. So here, what's the problem? Why is Delta Green specifically a dating red flag? Well, it is the absolute worst of all dirt farmer games. And what is a dirt farmer game? So basically, Delta Green is the only tabletop role-playing game in existence that says, well, actually, it's not the only one. It is the most intense at doing this. That says, hey, your player character has to suck. The more boring, the more neutral, the more vanilla, the more forgettable, the better, right? And they're like, hey, don't build like. And so basic Delta Green is a subset of Call of Cthulhu games, and it's modern Call of Cthulhu. And so you play an agent whose job is to stop the world from being destroyed. So, man, that sounds cool, right? I'm gonna make a guy who knows martial arts and can fire a submachine gun. No. Delta Green's like, no. Your guy needs to be good at filing. Maybe he's proficient with a stapler, right? Well, I'm going to make some interesting aspects of. No. Your guy needs to be very forgettable, and he needs to suck as much as possible. Well, and why is that? Well, basically, he's going to be sent up to finish the end of the world, like to stop the world from ending, and he'll have questions like, "Hey, who are we going against? Why are we trying to stop them? Oh no, none of that needs. You don't need to know why you're going to fight for the end of the world, right? That's above your pay grade. That's not within your purview. You don't need to know why, right?" And you're like, well, wait, are we the first team that's been sent to stop? Oh, no. Your life is completely expendable. You don't need to know if you're the first team or the second team or the third team. You don't need to know anything, right? You just play a sucky, highly forgettable player, and I'll drag you over glass for this whole game. And then you'll either die or, oh no, am I going to die like in a D&D game? Actually, you'll be lucky if you die like in a D&D game. Most likely, I'll just drive you insane and then take control of your character because you're insane. And now you've lost. And now, because you've gone insane, you're not actually dead, but I get to use you as a non-player character, me, the game master. This is the worst dirt farmer game there is. And the only game masters attracted to it are people who are like, it's not just enough for me to be God of the world. You have to have nothing. You have to have nothing memorable, no cool weapon skills, nothing. You don't even have, I don't even want you to have the independence to ask questions. You need to be willing to sacrifice your life for whatever, for no reason at all. No reason at all. And the people who want a game master, Delta Green, are the absolute worst humans possible, in my humble opinion. They are terrible, terrible people. I genuinely, I believe this is the single most destructive tabletop role-playing game for self-esteem of players, not player characters, players, right? And I don't believe that any player who has ever played in this has enjoyed it. They've been subjected to it by those people I talked about you before. Well, wait a second, Scott. Why on earth would anyone play in a game that is that sucky? Because they want to spend time with charismatic, confident, intelligent people, which all game masters are. You cannot be a game master without being charismatic, confident, and intelligent. If you're not charismatic, nobody's going to want to sit at a table with you for 4 hours. If you're not confident, you can't publicly speak, and that's exactly what every tabletop role-playing game is. It's publicly speaking for 4 hours, right? And intelligent. The opening read on Dungeons and Dragons is that right now it's 1,150 pages. That's just the core rules, right? Like, so I'm telling you, right? That's why people would play in this. Delta Green is super red. It is absolutely a dating red flag. You do not want to date anyone who game masters Delta Green, in my humble opinion. In fact, every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Absolutely nothing more and absolutely nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.